I'm not a BBC reporter.
You said you work for the BBC, sir.
The BBC paid for the pilot of this documentary.
Right. Okay, thank you very much for your help. Appreciate it. Bye-bye, sir.
You are harassing, do you know that? You're harassing us. This lady across there, you're conspiring with her. If I find out you're having an affair with her, I'll investigate this. You keep going round for cups of tea. You're conspiring to harass us. See, you're not listening to me. You're ignorant about the actual good these people are doing.
Please stop shouting out of the window.
You're harassing me. You're provoking. You're knocking on the door and you're provoking.
Can you please stop shouting?
Don't knock on this door again or else I'll have you sacked. And I mean it.
Do you remember this? A property developer turned filmmaker is charged with stealing less than a penny's worth of electricity. While the case was dropped, Mark Gard made the headlines. And not for the first time.
It's Belgravia, home to some of London's wealthiest residents. This garden square has been described as the most expensive street in Britain. It's where Irina Abramovich, ex-wife of the Russian tycoon and Chelsea FC owner, lives with the couple's 5 children. And now they've got new neighbours, squatters.
The Belgravia squatters and Mark Gard have been targeting the empty homes of the super-rich for some time now. We decided to sit down with Mark to find out more. How exactly does a multi-millionaire property developer become involved with a group of squatters?
What I was doing years before the Belgravia Squatters project was I was doing various property projects. There is a couple of projects still ongoing, but they don't need my day-to-day handling and management.
Dit is Mark Gard. Hij is lid van een groep krakers die alleen in de exclusiefste huizen van Londen woont.
This is the kitchen. There's an extra utility room off there as well. And then you've got a bathroom downstairs and you've got a separate dining room. All marble fittings, top spec, very expensive.
So I went back to my photography and started amateurly filming the Belgravia squatters. But it soon came to realise that they needed my help legally and efficient-wise getting into the properties and things. And because I'm an expert, I've got a background of security and surveillance, working for a telecoms company in the 80s. So I know how to get into a building and disable the alarm system.
Late at night. It's around midnight, actually. And look. Late at night. Gap in the window. The window actually open.
The Belgravia squatters are mainly made up of a couple of homeless people. There's actually a girl who works in Harrods as well. There's a girl who works in the Kuwaiti embassy. There's a big issue seller. There's a musician. There's an artist. It's an assortment of various people.
I know Gard for a few months now. He's taken a liking to me and become a sort of PA to him. I'm helping him with a lot of little projects that he's doing to film and stuff. I've got a bit of a complicated history, so he's sort of becoming sort of like a father figure.
I have a good relationship with most of the squatters. I've kicked a lot of people out, and yes, there was a few enemies probably at the end of it because, you know, I kicked them out. But there's a core group of 20 to 30 who I get on with, who I've just helped them open a new house away from London because they needed a rest. And basically I've got this list of 3,061 houses sitting there empty, which I might do something in the future. In such a way that I chose at the very beginning the properties which would get the most publicity. So I chose next to Margaret Thatcher, I chose next to Abramovich, I chose next to Nigella Lawson, I chose the Sudanese embassy, I chose the Home Secretary's house, all because I knew it would guarantee I didn't expect it to be 133 newspaper stories and 7 news programmes and the Nicky Campbell show.
This is squad number 1. Russell Crowe, number 33. Woody Allen is number 14. The chairman of Goldman Sachs there.
The Home Secretary's house, how I got in, will stay confidential because there is a ministerial alarm system, 2 security guards, and 150 police officers live above it. I had to get in there and disable the alarm system and avoid the 2 security officers.
This place was impregnable. No one could get in. It took 3 months of surveillance. But basically, this is a protest from the government leaving 13% of the Crown Estate open. I think it's about time the Queen should consider taking the Crown Estate back because her family would manage it better and not leave 13% of it open. I know for a fact the Queen is concerned about homeless people. You might not believe that. She never leaves any of her properties empty.
There's been 28 separate court cases. The government's one alone cost £42,000. I've won 2 for possession. I've won on a couple of technicalities for extension of stays in some of the houses. But it's been very interesting. I seem to know the law quite a lot, and certainly better than the government's bailiffs, because I won the case.
I was framed. I was bloody framed.
The squatting laws at the moment favour the squatter. They don't favour the property owner. But if you're leaving your property empty and unusing it, you deserve all they can throw at you. So the squatting laws in the future will be changed. Eventually it'll be impossible to squat a property.
Rudolph Meyer is 70. He's been homeless for the last 8 months. He believes they should be allowed to stay here with a formal rental agreement with the owners.
As this is for both parties good because the houses are occupied. The person which rents a house could take care of the cosmetic and therefore the value of the houses, the value of the other houses in the street will not be jeopardized.
I'll continue to keep helping the squatters get homes when they need them, and I'll keep working down the list until owners come to me and say, right, we've got some empty properties there, give them to your homeless people, look after them, manage them, and that's it, and your name will be taken off the list if you do that. I live life as it comes, and I want to now concentrate on bringing justice to all the areas which I think need a balance to them, and I'm going to be that balance. I'm going to be that, counteracting person, figure, commodity, whatever, who shines a light on the dark areas, what people don't want to see, and I'm going to stick a camera in the face of it.
The Sudanese embassy. One of the most beautiful squares in London, I think. Empty for 10 years. Look at the dry rot on there. It's almost fruiting. Look at the state of this place. This is such a deep cellar. 16 rooms altogether. Look at that. Where's the head? Oh my God.
Why am I doing this? No one knows really, do they? Am I doing it to help the homeless? Am I doing it for publicity? Am I doing it to get possession of large £20 million houses? Am I doing it as some kind of sophisticated property scam? Am I doing it to get the list of 3,061 houses bought from the British government? Or, no one believes I'm doing it just for the homeless, but I've housed over 130 people.
Mark Guard is a dreamer. He wants to make the world a better place. There's a saying that goes like this: every man dies, but very few men actually lives. Mark gets his finger out and he actually does it. He does it with courage. It's an amazing project because there's so many people that are out in the streets. Nobody gives a monkeys for them.
This is 24 Montpellier Place, one of the squats, the small one, with 9 nationalities, including an Australian.
If you don't want to be squatted, don't leave your property empty.